Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1952, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. The poker hand called the Dead Man's Hand, reportedly held by Wild West figure Wild Bill Hickok, consists of two pairs of which cards? Aces and eights. What characteristic do bezoars, coprolites, and gorochana share? They are concretions or aggregated masses that form in or pass through the alimentary digestive tract. What is the westernmost point of mainland England? Land's End. In which part of the human body is the radius bone located? The forearm on the thumb side. What type of skirt, often associated with ballet, features multiple layers of tulle and is worn by dancers to enhance their movements? Tutu. On what date is Lady Day, the Feast of the Annunciation, observed? March 25th. Which U.S. president suffered a stroke in 1919 that severely limited his ability to govern during the post-World War I period? Woodrow Wilson. What common name describes the hydrated iron oxide that forms when iron reacts with oxygen and moisture and appears on metal surfaces? Rust. Which author, known for a whimsical style, wrote the nonsense poem The Hunting of the Snark? Lewis Carroll. Which Olympic sport combines horseback riding, pistol shooting, fencing, swimming, and running? Modern pentathlon. Which exotic dancer was executed by a French firing squad for espionage during World War I? Mata Hari. Which iconic Australian film stars Toni Collette as a socially awkward woman who dreams of a fairy tale wedding? Muriel's Wedding. Which U.S. president was assassinated on November 22, 1963? John F. Kennedy. Who was the U.S. vice president who famously dueled Alexander Hamilton in 1804? Aaron Burr. Which Iowa city on the Mississippi River is known for its vibrant art scene and scenic riverfront? Davenport. What term describes the region at the base of a mountain, often characterized by gentle slopes and fertile land? Piedmont. Which entrepreneur is credited with popularizing denim waist overalls for men during the California Gold Rush? Levi Strauss. What is the name of the pole with a sharp hook on the end, used instead of a net to bring large fish aboard? Gaff. What legendary piece of furniture has no head or sides, implying that no one who sits at it is privileged? The Round Table. In Muslim communities, what is a hijab? A headscarf worn by some Muslim women to cover their hair. What is the capital of Vietnam? Hanoi. Which species is the longest venomous snake in the world? King cobra, Ophiophagus hanna. Which Paris tennis stadium is named after a World War I flying ace? Stade Roland Garros. Which SI unit is named after the American scientist who discovered mutual inductance? Henry. Which U.S. state has the camellia as its official state flower? Alabama. What is the common name for the sclera of the eye? The white of the eye. Which actress was previously married to Billy Bob Thornton and is known for her humanitarian work and for winning an Academy Award? Angelina Jolie. Which American TV series, first broadcast from April 1990 to June 1991, followed an investigation led by Special Agent Dale Cooper? Twin Peaks. Which green apple variety, famous for its tart flavor, is commonly used in baking and salads? Granny Smith. What is the ancient process of heating materials like metal or glass and then cooling them slowly to relieve internal stresses caused by shaping? Annealing. What type of media uses these ESRB ratings, ESA plus TM and AO? Video games. Which technology giant was founded by Bill Gates? Microsoft. What was the name of the first crewed mission to land on the moon in July 1969? Apollo 11. What word meaning a harsh cry or shout did Walt Whitman famously use when he wrote, "I sound my barbaric over the roofs of the world"? Yawp. Which company is known for creating the iconic video game franchises World of Warcraft and Diablo? Answer: Blizzard Entertainment. What subject is French artist Edgar Degas best known for painting? Ballet dancers. Who served as commanding general of the U.S. Army during the Mexican-American War and later ran for president? Winfield Scott. Which animal appears on the flag of the city of Berlin? Bear. In which martial art do practitioners shout "tsuki" to indicate a throat thrust? Kendo. Which species of dolphin is known for its intelligence and is commonly seen in aquariums and marine parks? Bottlenose dolphin. Which ecumenical council established the method for determining the date of Easter? Answer: the First Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. In botany, the calyx is made up of which structures of a flower? Sepals, the outermost whorl of the flower. Which disease did Jonas Salk develop a vaccine to prevent? Polio. In classical mythology, who was Pyramus's tragic lover, famous for their ill-fated romance that inspired Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream? Thisbe. Which vitamin is commonly added to milk to enhance calcium absorption and support bone health? Vitamin D. In the names of Spanish football clubs like Real Madrid and Real Sociedad, What does the word real mean? Royal. What is the medical term for an abnormal sensitivity or aversion to bright light? Photophobia. In Raymond Chandler's novel, The Big Sleep, what is the name of the hard boiled detective who navigates the dark underbelly of Los Angeles? Philip Marlowe. On what date is the holiday commonly associated with love and romance, when people exchange cards and gifts? February 14th. What bird, associated with maritime superstition, is called a mollymock in Australia and New Zealand? Albatross.